So observe very carefully here. We are talking about only cations. Are we talking about any anions?
Sir.
No. Who is the anion here? Who is the anion here? Sulfate. Yes or no? So sulfate. So forget about this sulfate and remaining complete equation. Can you write it down? Anybody? For example, if you want, write. So Cu2 plus sulfate SO4, SO4 2 minus. So crisscross method, what is the formula will come? Cu2, SO4 plus. So 2 will get cancelled. Same way, iron also same thing. Fe2 plus, understanding, and the sulfate is what? 2 minus. So if we'll do the crisscross method, we used to get Fe2SO4 twice. 2 will get cancelled. Again, we will get FeSO4. Is it yes, right or wrong? Am I right? So now, here, we don't want any use of sulfate because why? Sulfate is not reacting in reaction. Is it yes or no, guys? Only what is happening? Iron is more reactive so that it is replacing the copper position. Is it okay, Durga? Nothing, Durga. Here, observe. Copper is ion state before reaction because it is in compound state. So it is in ion. Which ion? Cation. Now, once it is reacting with a more reactive metal, then here that metal atom is turns into ions, and which is in ion state will turns into metal. That is what it is. That is the reason we are saying this is the example of redox reaction. Is it okay, guys? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
observe very carefully. If you notice it, iron atom will turns into iron. Means it is donating electrons or receiving electrons. Iron atom will turns into ion. Please respond. Iron atom turns into ion. Either it is donating electrons or receiving electrons.
Donating electrons.
Donating electrons. So donating loss of electrons. Loss of electrons means oxidation or reduction.
Oxidation.
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 Yeah, copper ion turns into copper atom. So copper ion and copper atom. What is the difference between copper ion and copper atom? Let me see who will speak. So copper atom.
2 electrons.
Yeah, 2 electrons. Copper atom, 2 electrons donated. Understanding? Now copper atom means in the sense of what? Again 2 electrons. What will happen? It is gains 2 electrons. Then only it will turns into copper atom. So that is what. So now, based upon this, we can write. So write this simple equation by avoiding negative ions or anions. Okay. Now you can tell me, sir, if an element is in compound state, it will be always ions. Yes, Mukesh, but it is metallic ions. Remember, because here copper is a metal. That is the reason it is in ion state. If it is a non-metals, suppose carbon dioxide, it is not in ion state. Why? It is by sharing electrons. So it is not in ion state. Is it okay, Mukesh?
Yes, sir.
That is only by donating or receiving electrons only ion state. Okay. Now avoid sulfate and write the equation. Anybody? Ionic equation. Ionic reaction. We used to say that. Ionic reaction. Anybody can tell me? Ionic reaction. Avoid sulfate and tell me the reaction, please. Cu2 plus iron will gives you iron plus. Is it yes or no? Sulfate alone I avoided. Any doubt? Anybody? Girls? Cu2 plus sulfate I avoided plus Fe will give you Fe2 plus Cu. Any doubt, guys?
Sir.
Yes. Now, oxidation. Let me see who will say oxidation. So oxidation means, observe very carefully. Oxidation means donating electrons. So Fe turns into Fe2 plus means how many electrons it lost? 2 electrons it lost. Understand? So loss of electrons. So loss of electrons, what we used to call?
Oxidation.
Oxidation.
Durga, sulfate we know it because only copper and iron only replacing the position. Sulfate is not involving in anything. Do you understand? That is only we used to call it as a displacement reaction. That is the reason. Okay. That is why just for our convenience we are writing ionic equation. Okay. That's all. Nothing is there. Next, reduction. Anybody can tell me reduction? What is happening? Gaining
Copper, 2
electrons.
plus.
So,
Sir,
C plus 2 electrons minus. Understanding? Addition, reactant side will write. Subtraction, product side will write. Keep it in mind. Product side, if you are writing loss of electron. Reactant side, if you are writing gain of electrons. So if it is gain the 2 electrons, so it will turns into what? Cu. Understand? So that is what we used to say. Gain of electrons. Is it okay, everybody? Yes, please. That is what? Oxidation under reduction. Any doubt? Yes?
no, sir.
No. That is. Next. Next, well-known equation. Tell me zinc and hydrochloric acid. Anybody reaction, please? Second equation.
Sir, zinc plus
Zinc plus
Hc.
hydrochloric acid, which is in aqueous state. Yes, please. We'll give
Zinc chloride.
zinc chloride. Yeah, aqueous state plus hydrogen
Plus
gas.
hydrogen.
Hydrogen gas. Now, here we will consider ionic equation. Ionic equation, what we will consider? Let me see who will say. Ionic equation. Only ionic equation alone you have to tell me. Ionic equation, please.
Sir, zinc plus
Zinc plus
zinc
chloride.
plus
Chloride. Chloride is negative ion, yeah. Chloride is negative ion. Who is that? Hydrogen.
H plus.
Donor, yeah. Donor, who is that? H plus. Will gives you. So Zn2 plus
zinc.
Zn2 plus hydrogen gas. Yes or no? Yes, please. Because zinc chloride means what? Zn2 plus. What is the zinc chloride formula? Zn2 plus and Cl minus 1. So that if you crisscross, what will get? Brothers, what happened? No response at all. Zinc chloride. So zinc is Zn2 plus. So zinc is losing 2 electrons and hydrogen gas is gaining 2 electrons. Yes or no? Yes? That is. Now what is oxidation? Tell me. Who will say oxidation? Who will say oxidation, please? Oxidation. Yeah.
Zinc.
Only will take cation. Oxidation, please.
Zinc.
Zinc.
Going to happen what? Zn2 plus
Lose 2 electrons.
2 electrons. So
Electron.
loss of electrons. So loss of electrons, what we used to call, guys?
Oxidation.
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 Reduction. Anybody can tell me reduction?
Hydrogen.
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 Gain 2.
With 2 electrons it will receive, but because 2 hydrogen atoms, but only 1 hydrogen atom will consider. It is turns into H. Okay? So that is what it is. Okay? Reduction. Any doubt? Any doubt? Now, who is reducing agent? Reducing agent. Loss of electrons. Reducing agent. Reducing agent. I forgot to say that before. Reducing agent is who? Zinc.
Zinc.
And oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen plus. Hydrogen. Oxidizing agent. Hydrogen plus. Understanding? H plus. Purima, everybody. This is what? Clear? Now same way. For this equation, tell me. Who is reducing agent? Who is oxidizing agent? Reducing agent.
Sir.
Iron is reducing agent.
Iron.
Iron is reducing agent. Understand?
Agent.
Next. Oxidizing agent.
Copper.
Copper inlet.
Copper.
Oxidizing agent, not copper. What we used to say? Copper
2 plus.
oxidizing agent. Understand? That is what? Because sulfate we are not considering here. Do you understand? Yeah, why it is reducing means who is going to lose the electrons, Durga? Iron is going to lose the electrons, so it will turning into iron 2 plus. Copper ion is going to gain the electrons so that it is turns into copper atom. So loss of electrons, reducing agent, gain of electrons, always oxidizing agent. Okay, clear everybody? Yes. So now last example I will make. So let us see who will understand. So that is what? Copper and silver nitrate. Tell me the equation. Who will say? Let me see.
Cu plus AgNO3.
Very good, Pradosh. So copper is Cu plus AgNO3. Silver nitrate. Copper plus AgNO3. Anybody tell me what is the reaction? AgNO3. What is
Copper
it?
nitrate.
Copper
Copper
nitrate
Copper nitrate plus
Copper nitrate plus
plus
silver.
silver.
Copper nitrate
Silver.
formula I need.
Copper.
Laksha, can you say the copper nitrate formula? Copper nitrate formula. Isali? Copper nitrate formula. Anybody?
CuNO3 twice.
CuNO3 twice.
NO3 guys.
CuNO3 twice. Which is state?
Plus it.
Plus
First,
2Ag, which is in solid state. That is. Now, tell me ionic equation. Will say Shakti, Kevin Prakash. Ionic equation. Ionic equation.
Cu plus
2Ag.
Ag.
Understanding balancing equation very important. Here 2Ag will come. Yes or no? 2Ag will come.
Yes, sir.
2Ag will give you. Yes, please. Cu2 plus
Cu
Plus
2Ag.
2Ag.
Clear?
2Ag.
Yeah. Any doubt in this? Laksha, I am hearing you, Laksha. You just speak. That is what. So that is what. So now why here Cu2 plus? Anybody can tell me? Because what is the valency of copper? Copper is 2 plus.
2.
2 plus.
Nitrate is -1. So that is what. Understand everybody? Now, who is oxidation? Tell me. Oxidation. You have to speak. Oxidation.
Copper.
Sir. Copper.
Copper is going to turn into what?
Copper 2 plus.
2 plus
Copper 2.
2 electrons minus. So loss of electron. Next. Reduction.
Ag. Silver.
Reduction.
Silver plus.
Plus Ag only valency 1. Ag plus 1 electron minus. Then it will turns into what? Ag.
Ag.
So gain of electron. So gain of electron, what is to call?
Reduction.
Who is oxidizing agent and who is reducing agent?
Sir, silver. Plus
Everybody
oxidizing.
when we are reacting copper sulfate with iron, copper is going to gain the electrons. Do you understand it? Now, when we are reacting copper with silver nitrate, be careful. Here copper is in ionic state. And here copper is in what state, guys? What is the copper in state here? Atom. This is not ion. Understand? That is how to remember. So that is what it is. So now, who is oxidizing agent?
Silver plus.
Silver.
Oxidizing agent. Loss of
Silver.
electrons. Loss of electrons. Oh,
Copper.
very good. Oxidizing agent is silver plus. Understand? Yeah. Reducing agent.
Copper.
Copper.
Copper. That is what. So this is what during displacement reaction, how the more reactive metal gets oxidized and less reactive metal gets reduced into metal. Do you understand, everybody? How the displacement reaction is carried out. So during displacement reaction, what is happening? The more reactive metal gets oxidized and less reactive metal, cation, gets reduced into what? Gets reduced into metal. That is what you have to remember. So this is what. So less reactive metal cation gets reduced into metal. More reactive metal gets oxidized by loss of electrons. So this is all about what is oxidation or reactions based upon the donating electrons and receiving electrons. I hope you are the one who are people understand very well. So if you have any doubt, you can kindly ask me. So if you'll understand this, then next class will, I think hardly by tomorrow we'll wind up this. So the next class we are going to study effects of redox reactions in our everyday life. Effects of redox reactions in everyday life. So if we'll study this, then this is also very, very important concept. So everyday life, or we can say natural redox reactions. So once it is over, then this chapter will be over. Later I will give you the worksheet and we can make it everything well. Okay. That is all about it. Clear? Durga, what is happening, Durga? You want to explain once again? This concept we'll discuss in tomorrow's class. Now, once again, I'll explain you one more example regarding this. You can see here, copper plus silver nitrate if we'll take. So copper is in free state now. What is the state of copper? Ion or atom? Copper is in ion or atom?
Atom.
Atom. Understand? And silver is in ionic state. Now, who is more reactive, copper or silver? Copper is more reactive. So, reaction will carried out. So, we are going to get copper nitrate plus silver metal. You understand? See, copper getting oxidized. How? By losing electrons so that it is turns into copper 2 plus. So, that is why I can say this is oxidation. Next, silver ion going to receive the electron and turns into what? Turns into atom or metal. So that is why it is called as reduction, I can say. Clear? Now, who is going to lose the electron? Copper is going to lose the electron. That is why copper is called as oxidizing agent. Who is going to lose the electron? Now, silver plus 1 is going to gain the electrons. So that is why it is called as, understanding? Sorry, copper is going to lose the electrons. So that is why it is called as reducing agent. Sorry for that. Yeah, reducing agent is going to lose the electron. So that is why it is called as reducing agent. And silver is going to gain the electrons. That is why it is called as oxidizing agent. That is what it is, Durga. Okay, Durga? So nothing I am saying.
Yes, sir.
This is all, kindly remember. So with this I will stop. Then tomorrow we will continue. So thank you so much, everybody. Happy New Year, Tamil New Year.
Thank you, sir.
All of you. Bye. Happy